Good morning everyone and welcome to January. Now, I said I was going to pick up all the stones out of the new field, which is this one here. However, I changed my mind, mainly because I didn't have enough time to do it, but also because these stones are actually quite small. They seem small enough that I could roll them. If not, we're just going to leave them. We'll get them all next year. I haven't had the time and we need to progress. But what we are going to do is we're going to refill with digestate, and we're heading to, let me turn this view off. We're heading over here to field 25 where we're going to spread some slurry. Also 27. We'll probably start with 27, I think. Or no, 27, I suppose we could do it with fertilizer. Makes more sense. But yes, we're going to get digestate spread. The reason for that is we're actually going to do the soybeans in the new large field, the absolutely massive field. That, I think, is the best place to do it. Now, because it's January, there's also some crops, I believe, that are actually ready to go. So we will be getting those sorted. Oh, this is heavy. This is very, very heavy. And I don't remember the spreading width. So we'll get started. Okay, so we do need to be closer to the edge. That's fine. We'll follow this track actually. This track seems to be adequate. And of course we're now only putting down, I think it adds 40 to the nitrogen level, so it's not a massive amount, and we probably don't have enough digestate to actually do the entire field. That was weird. Yeah, we don't have enough digestate to do the whole field, I don't think, because it is a pretty large field. We need a lot more cows if we want to be producing the amount of slurry and digestate to actually do that. Someone did recommend a mod for a manure point, but I haven't yet added it in. I've just noticed it's not 40. I thought maybe it was 40 in 19, but it seems to be 55 to 60 kilos it's adding, which is better than I thought. You can see we're not green, but we're much better. So yeah, because we're doing this, we do not, because we're doing soybeans in the largest field, we don't actually need to be spreading anything in there. It's probably not perfect nitrogen, I don't actually remember. We did scan it. But yeah, it's not going to be the best. And that doesn't matter because soybeans don't require any nitrogen. Now I'm going to have to jump cut very quickly. Awkward jump cut done. Yeah, it's just because I was receiving missed call after missed call while I was talking to you, and that kind of indicates that I'm actually needed, that it's not just a random call about something. So I thought I'd better pick it up. But it's fine, I just carried on around the field while I was doing it. So yeah, you can see this is going to take a substantial amount of time, but at the same time our current sprayer is very, very small and would not really help. It would take such a long time to actually get this field done. Weed-wise, I'm impressed with how many weeds we've actually got. And I am doing something a little bit stupid here, because I did say I was going to make the lane wider. However, I will make the lane wider, but I think I'll do it on the grass side, because this side is now being spread with digestate, plus this is where we're growing crops. Crops make us a lot of money. Grass, of course, does make us money because we use it to make silage, but it's not making us as much, so I think it's probably okay to trim a little bit of the grass field out. But we're almost empty. One lap has pretty much done it. So as you can tell, this is going to take quite a while to actually do. So I think if we go by here, we should be good. Yeah, we are spreading. We could go out a bit wider actually, but we are in a second going to have to go and refill anyway. There we go, we're empty. So let's go and get refilled. And we can also have a look at what crops are currently at a good sell price, because I've got a feeling soybeans are. But maybe that's just my memory being a bit weird. We'll find out. We'll get him refilling, and while he's refilling we can do it. The only problem is, I think we're actually running out. I don't think we have much left in the way of digestate, which means we're going to have to start looking at artificial fertilizer instead, and that means getting a bigger sprayer. But we can do it. It just wasn't really part of my plan. So while he's refilling, let's have a look. Oh, come on, stop saving. There we go. Time saving stock check. January, corn is at its highest. Seeds as well, we don't care about that. Hay is at its highest, makes sense. Straw, manure, slurry, digestate, all of these are at their highest price. Grass silage as well. Well, we want all of that stuff. The only stuff we could sell is the sorghum, which is just a waste. I'm just going to leave the sorghum here. And the corn. Yeah. The wool is May. Tomatoes. February is the best price for tomatoes. Although that price is actually higher than the maximum price we expect. We don't have much to sell at the moment, but we are full. So let's get back over to the field. We don't have enough for another full tank though. That's the only issue here. So we can't do much more. I think it's going to be a case of leasing a sprayer, paying for some expensive fertilizer, which means we probably will have to sell the corn just so we can get that done, get that paid for, because fertilizer is very expensive. So we'll get back onto the field. We'll just go this way. Really doing a fantastic job at the moment of compressing. Whoa! Of yeah, compressing the ground. Come on. I know it's heavy, but we should be able to pull it. Come on. My pedals is playing up again, so that could also have something to do with it. Let's get him spraying. I don't think he's actually going to spray anything. No, he's not. So, onto cruise control. No, are you saying that we're actually too heavy to put cruise control on? That I struggle to believe. Okay, but now we're applying, so we are going to get lighter. Come on! Yeah, my pedals are really playing up. Let's just stop for a moment. Have those cables come undone? No, they haven't. I'm just smacking my pedals to try and make sure they're not stuck. They don't seem to be. I can follow this path. Now, I apologise. I'm kind of out of the rhythm of recording, so I'm doing a bit of waffling at the moment. Really, we should jump onto a time lapse for this, but because I can see already that we don't have enough digestate, that makes no sense because we're going to have to spray, so we may as well just continue as we are for now, use up the digestate we've got, and then jump to the spray. And I think what I'll actually do is I will jump. So I'll see you when I'm about to use up all the digestate. 10% left. I'm not going to get very far with this. This is actually all of the digestate taken from the tank now. We're just not getting enough digestate, slurry, manure. We've got 40 cows, it's a decent amount, but I think it's just not feasible to expect to run a farm without artificial fertilizer. Not with this level of what's the word? You know the word. Not with this number of cows and this level of fertilizer we're getting from them, which is a shame. So I think what we'll do is, before we move on to the fertilizing of that field, which requires leasing and stuff, we'll quickly get the fertilizing done that we can do already, which is the small field. Now the small field is going to actually be maize again. That, I think, is just going to be a good solution. That's my opinion. You guys might tell me I'm completely crazy, but for me it just makes sense, because it's such a small field, we just do a bit more maize, because we don't need a lot of maize, let's be honest. We got a fair quantity from that, considering that I've still got a load of maize over in the barn that I have to move over to here. We may need more once we get the cows? No, pigs. Pigs is what I'm thinking of. So yeah, we may need more when we get them, but we don't need it yet. So in we get. We've already got 167 litres of fertiliser. So we'll just top him up, trying not to hit the wall as I do it. It doesn't want to top up, and I know why. Because for some reason there is some mod I've got installed. I don't know which one, but it means that I have to get out and back in to be able to get fertilizer, any fertilizer items to actually fill. It's strange, but there we go. So we should be unfolding. We weren't. Okay, so we're using a target value for wheat. That is not the target value I want. I want the reference value to be barley, oat, canola, corn. That's the one. Corn is what we're going to do. So we'll get started. This will be a time lapse because it's not going to take me long. So let's get going.
Guess tonight it's on the line. Show me how you get on down. Close my eyes, take me for a ride. Got to be you. So come and light me up. I still need your fire, baby. I still want you by my side. Light me up, let me touch the flame now, baby. I'm your phoenix tonight.
first field is now done, so we now need to lease ourselves a sprayer. So, what do we have? We have some modded sprayers, that's the one I meant. So we've got these ones, these are the precision farming, these are all from the precision farming pack actually, so that they can do spot spraying. But we don't need to do spot spraying. I think that's from the precision farming pack as well. So this is what we've got now, 8 meters. That's 12 meters, is a bit better. We're really looking at something like this. Something with a very big capacity. That is just a price difference. I mean, that's 24 meters. 24 meters is pretty good. But it only holds 1200 liters. I think we'll take this. It is the biggest, but who cares? So narrow tires are cheapest version, 3,300. But we're going to get a good yield from this. Now I know that I do have some fertilizer, but I'm actually going to buy some more because I think it would make a lot of sense, because we're just going to spray everything, and I mean everything. We've got this field next to us now. We'll do that first. We won't do the big one because, as I've already mentioned, the big one is going to be soybeans. And soybeans do not require any fertilizer. We are also going to need lime. That is going to be... Right, stop doing that. That's going to be a problem because we don't have enough stones to make enough lime to do all of our fields, so we will have to buy some lime. And lime is fairly expensive. But there's not much I can do about that. So we'll get him refilled. And come on, almost there. There we go. Let's now get ourselves over to our lovely new farm, where we do actually have a pile of stones, and the pile of stones needs to be shifted. Well, I suppose I could do lime up here and then just shift the lime, because I'll be renting the tool from here anyway. But yes, we're not going to do the big field, just the small one, and I'm doing no weeding at the moment. I will spray all the fields with herbicide. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Yeah, there's our stones, not bad. I will spray all of the fields with herbicide once we have got them all rolled in and everything. For now, why is nothing recognizing my unfold? I have a command for unfold, it just doesn't recognize it. And this, wow. Okay, that is far bigger. I never really knew how big 33 meters was, but now I do, it seems. Okay, but I think we have the option. We do. Very good. We have the option to turn it off, so we don't waste fertilizer. But let's get started on this field. We're currently spraying for a target of wheat, which means if we don't do wheat, which I don't know if we're going to, I don't think we will, but if we don't do wheat, we'll just have excess nitrogen. So we are using more nitrogen than we need, using more fertilizer than we need, but it's not a big deal, because it just means less fertilizer next year. It may seem wasteful, but it's because I don't know what I'm going to plant here. I know what I'm planting in some of the other fields, but not here. So it just makes a lot more sense to do it this way. Spray a massive amount. Of course, when we go to our other field, we know that we're going to be planting sorghum. So we will put down sorghum as our reference value. Oh, this is the only problem with trailed fertilizer spreaders. They really kick out. You have to keep a lot of control of them. But it does make very short work. It'd be fantastic to own this, especially because that bigger field we've got, we're doing soybeans this time. It's mainly to try and reduce our fertilizer cost, but we won't be able to do soybeans there every time. So at a certain point of time, we are actually going to need to put fertilizer down, and doing it with digestate or anything else is just going to be a rather horrible task, I think. So get this bit here done. You'll notice I'm doing this in a very random way. It's because I'm just trying to use the width of the sprayer to my advantage as best as possible. There we go. And now we've got this section here, so how do we change the working width? Control Z. It's 28. I think 22 should do. Let's have a look. Yeah, 22 is a good width, and we can actually, oops, 22 is a good width if you can get it done properly. So in fact, we're going to have to go down. We have to go to full, and now we can drop down. Could probably go one more, but I don't want to risk it. But that was a pretty short job. So get that working width back. I'm now going to get this guy back over to the farm, and there we go. I'm going to get him back over to the farm so we can go and get that sorghum field sprayed. Right, obviously we're going to go over the same sections that we did before. That is just because those sections did need some more. However, I'm an idiot. I forgot to change my reference value, so change nitrogen reference value. We want barley, oat, canola, corn, sorghum. There we go. Sorghum is what we need. This is such a wide machine. And we did spray a little bit too much at the start, is what it means. That first area did not actually need as much nitrogen as we put down. It's alright, we can deal with it. And now we're going to do this as a time lapse. I'm going to try and drive as well as I can so that we don't get caught on bushes and stuff like that. But I apologise in advance if I do get caught. Let's go.
I've never really been the one who's worried. Always been the one who's keeping it cool. The kind of guy who chill while others hurry. I didn't know that I've been the fool. I've been telling lies about something real, but I know love is based on honesty. Kept thinking how real love should feel, knowing that it's not just you, it's me. 'Cause I was made to be free. I am made to be free. I am made to be free. Well, I am made to be free. Been thinking about myself and myself only. I've been like that since I was a kid. I've always put my feet wherever I want to. Before I saw who I could be, kept thinking, where did I go wrong? Then realizing where I do come from. Was asking how real love should feel, knowing that it's not I am made to be free. I am made to be free. That's my choice, what I need to be free. Still thinking how real love should feel when I know that it's not about you, just me. Cause I was made to be free.
And there we go. So, I'm going to leave this tractor here because I'm actually going to do the grass field after. I'm just going to reset the working width. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to redo this afterwards because this guy does need some fertilizer. I'm just going to leave him. There we go. And yeah, because we've done plenty of fertilizing, we're now going to move on to something slightly different before we finish the episode. Oh, wow. That has happened before. Always worries me when it does. The cows need a bit of everything, I think. Yes, so a grass bale would be good for them. The sheep could do with more hay than anything else, but I think for the sheep, we've got a different plan. We have some bags of food. I think I'll give them some of that. Let's just get these cows fed first. We need a bigger weight if we're going to be carrying bales like this. But to be fair, I only made bales this big, thinking that it would be easier to feed the cows. And it turns out it is easier, but not as easy as I thought because the tractor just refuses to do it. So let's head over now to the sheep because those cows they've got enough, I'm gonna say. Lovely cows, hello. The cows and the sheep are both doing very well in terms of health as well. The sheep are 60% of the way to production. So I think by March, which is the usual time for lambing, they will actually be ready. And the cows, I'm not sure when we're going to get more cows. I haven't really looked. So let's grab one of these bags. So these are mineral feed. Now I do not remember which category mineral feed actually fills. We'll find out. Oops. I'm doing a right mess here. And I'll be honest, part of the reason I'm making a mess is because I do need a pee. Oh, I give up. Let's just do it this way. Let's cheat. So that is filling up their food nicely. And done. So that has now... Why has it gone there? That has now taken the sheep. That has filled up their power food actually. So they do still need some roughage, which is going to be hay. So yeah, we can see here reproduction is 60%. These guys 22% of the way to puberty. And these guys 40% of the way to reproducing. So let's grab a hay bale, which we have in abundance. Yeah, that's the fresh maize, which I was going to give to the sheep. Then I discovered that I don't really need to. So most of it is actually going to be moved into the pit before I compact it. And that is why it's still sitting here on the floor. I have got a lot of work to do off camera. That's the problem. Just drop this over there. I don't think they'll take it the whole bale. Why does it always do that? No. So they've still got... They're completely full. And how much is left of that bale? Oh, only 183 litres. Right, that is going to be it for today, though. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.